Hi beautiful people, today I'm going to talk about a little detail I saw in the new She-Ra that made me think of Super Drags. Super Drags has moments when the animation seems lazy, and so does Princesses of Power. But to me, the difference in the execution of the two is immense. If we look at the start of the two, Super Drags is in a huge disadvantage. It is not following on any other ideas, it does not have characters it can remodel, and we live in a very backwards country where just mentioning that one of the characters might be gay is enough to get people trying to boycott your cartoon. That being said, there's very little I would disagree with in the design choices in Super Drags. Maybe the fat character always wearing high-heel shoes, but I have heard of people who do that, so... Princesses of Power has a different problem because they have characters, but they don't actually have designs. Every character is just the same face. You just put details on it. Ironically, this is done in anime even today, and nobody complains because it's well done for the most part. It's not the 80s filmation way of doing things that was so lazy that actually generated Ren and Stimpy. Want me to draw things exactly the same way? I will draw a cartoon where the characters don't stay in model for 2 frames. I can easily tell you, Glimmer was not a part of my memories of She-Ra. She's just She-Ra with purple hair. If you just look at how the design of these characters evolved, you'll see there's no comparison. They are much better now. But that being said, I still feel there's something missing. I don't see any problem in the design of Adora herself. I love how Glimmer has little sparkles in her hair. But then when I see the other Princesses of Power, I do feel there's something lacking. It is a technique a designer has to use. The simpler the design, the easier the animation is to do. But when I look at the other Princesses of Power, they feel very empty. I don't have the problem of the great controversy people are still trying to keep alive. There's no female character there that I wouldn't say is a woman. However, when you look at the Sea Princess or the Technology Princess, they do feel very empty. It feels like the drawing hasn't been finished. It's a similar finish to what I get on OKKO. This could be a base, but it's not a finished product. Which leads me to the main point of this video. When Super Drags has a moment that would be more lazy, it's usually because of a cut. There is, for instance, a moment when a villain is going to hit the heroes and you just see the heroes flying. It seems very clear to me that this is a matter of budget. You cut out the most difficult part of the animation, you don't have to spend money on it, and now you have less frames to animate and still give the same idea. I'm not going to say it doesn't have an impact on the cartoon, that's why I'm talking about it, but this is much more forgivable in a 1. Cartoon that's starting from zero, 2. In a country that doesn't have the same tradition in animation as the United States, and 3. In a country where the cartoon can be attacked just for being made. And I noticed these problems in Super Drags starting from the 3rd episode. Not that they weren't there before, just that they didn't take me off the story. Princesses of Power, on the other hand, has these problems since the 1st episode. The sword being thrown around like it's a wooden bat, it's one of these moments. It's a sharp object. People would be more careful, but they just throw it around like it's a ball. And when I saw the crown of flowers floating on Bo's head, I knew I had to make this video. And if you know anybody who's watching Super Drags in English, the translation is just awful. Don't judge the show because of the translation, please. I think the one that suffers the most with the translation is Saphira because she went from a weeaboo to a valley girl. We here in Brazil don't separate otaku, we just use it as a pejorative to talk about a weeaboo, but I'm sorry, there's much more culture to be explored with that. Her talking about anime and My Little Pony is much more interesting than just replacing everything with a dumb line. Her as a person who is just interested in boys and makeup is just dumb. End of the day, I hope both series continue. But also I hope that people demand a little more from She-Ra's producers because they're getting a little lazy, and that people translate better Super Drags and give them a vote of confidence because it's really well done. That's it guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, sub to the channel, and share to help the channel grow. Thank you, and that's it. I mean, follow my socials. And when I saw the Flower Clown